more time, fool.
Hey, if you like what you see, subscribe, like, and share.
In the DMV and we work. The podcast cool, but they not like us. Talking real DC, so what's up? Hey.
What's going on, good people? And welcome to Foote's Tuesday. Foote's Tuesday is a podcast that I created once I realized that the homies was coming over every Tuesday to partake in some adult libations as we get lit and we talk shit about basketball. And occasionally, we have a guest. Yo, but not just any guest. We're talking about DC's royalty, the DMV's finest basketball coaches, as well as its up-and-coming stars. But before I tell you who's sitting over here on the south side of Washington, D.C., over there in the big chair, let me salute Kobe, All Stars Investments. Kobe Sullivan has been giving back to the community since 2019. And now, from Spingarn High School, Hugh Jones. Come on, y'all gotta do a little bit better than that, camera folk. Y'all terrible, man. Y'all gotta
man. We love each other, but we can't show it.
You know what I'm talking about? You got a camera in one hand, you can do that. Oh, Shaq.
They here.
Man, thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. So typically, I like to start off with a story in the pod. So, Urban Coalition.
Don't go back that far, man. Hold on, which one?
Oh man, the one, it's in Maryland at this point. It's in Maryland. Oh,
McNamara and McNamara.
Let's say McNamara. I'm playing with the guys that I hoop with at UDC, Southwest Gary Frog. You got Gary at the 3-point line. You get Gary out your business with a boot. Now you attacking a basket like you want to destroy it. And if you know anything about me, I'm guarding. I'm not protecting the rim. Right. You bounce, I bounce. You starting to throw that thing down, and I glass your shit. I'm not asking you to remember that, chat, okay?
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, yo, it's on camera.
I remember.
Man, you talking about, when I was up there in the air, you saw people standing up. You hear they collect their breaths. And man, I put that thing, I thought I won the chance to chip, man. Oh, no rebuttal? Okay, cool. We're going to move on. So, you went to Spingarn.
Yes.
I would love for you to talk about your high school career. But what I would rather talk about is Southern Maryland. You average a double-double?
Yeah, 20, 25.
Oh, he had to throw that five in there.
Yeah, my 5 or 6, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had to. People don't think I pass the ball. But I do. I pass way too much. I pass too much.
Did you find it easy to step up and get that, to score on that in the college level?
No, not at all.
It's just what you did.
I was basically, when I went to Southern Maryland, I was basically a walk-on. Okay. So when I got there for the little trials, for the workouts, whatever, I ain't speak to nobody.
Mm-hmm.
The entire time while I spoke to the coach, the athletic trainer, assistant coach. I ain't talked to no players in there because my mission, I need to get a spot on the team. I'm not there to be friends right now.
Yes,
sir. So I came in, dominated, said bye to the coaches, and went home. And the coaches, Coach Tom Phone and Jesse, rest in peace, Jesse. They phone called me, asked me did I want to play for the school. I was like, yeah, cool. I'm not doing anything, but I just want to be in school. Mm-hmm. Then he asked me, did I have anything against any of the players in the gym? I was like, no. And I was like, why you asked that? Because you said you didn't speak to anybody. I wasn't there to speak to anybody. Yeah. I wasn't there for a meet and greet. I was there to play basketball, and that was my job. I go in, I play, and I go the fuck home. It's just what I told him. I go in, I play, and I go home. So from there, it was, I went from playing, first of all, coming off the bench after this, 6 man, because there wasn't no I was gonna start, but scrimmage that we had, I came off the bench. When I came off the bench, it was like I was that lift that the team needed on the bench. So the coach was like, how you feel about not starting? I'm like, as long as I play, I'm cool. As long as I get to play, I'm cool. Because I told him once I'm in the game, you're not going to want to sub me out. So it's cool. Whenever I'm in, I know I'm playing the whole game. So I was averaging 20, 10, and 5 off the bench. Unfortunately, I left after my first year. I just left because it's not. I don't want to say it was because of the coaches, because I wasn't the people out of where I quit once the season was over. Because once we lost the first round of playoffs against Cecil. I'll never forget that because they had a 4-year player, a 2-year school, and that was the first time I ever heard of that.
Right.
Like a two-year player he spent his whole 4 years at the JUCO. I ain't gonna lie, he was nice though. He was nice. I ain't gonna lie, he was nice. I had to check. He was a guard, but I had to check him. And 2 other big guys. He was a big guard, but he was at the point at Cecil. So after my season was over, they said some big schools, like they were gonna have some big schools come recruit. So when before the season was over, James Madison that came up there.
Okay.
But at the time, me being blind to the whole how big Division I is, in my mind, that's not D1. I'm thinking ACC, SEC, Big Ten. I'm thinking that route,
bigger,
like
Even
like
Will
nobody,
Davis
and like I looked at like, all right, y'all lied to me. I'm gone. Like I'm done because y'all lied to me. Like James Madison showed up, not knowing. I didn't even get a chance. I didn't even talk to him and see if they was offering me a full scholarship or anything. But I was just looking at James Madison as me going from one JUCO to another JUCO.
Gotcha.
Because nobody explained to me how big the Division I, NCAA Division I was.
Gotcha.
Because I grew up, the Big East tournament, the AC. That's all I watched. I never watched anything outside of the major school conference. Yeah, so
Maryland and Georgia.
that was it. Because believe it or not, Maryland was my goal. Like I wanted to go to Maryland. Maryland was my goal. Not knowing James Madison would have been an even better option for me besides Maryland.
Okay.
So me being ignorant, I'm not gonna blame nobody. Me being ignorant, left school. Just so happens, I think probably a week later, I'm at Run and Shoot. And one is looking for Kurt Smith, Greg Jones, and Pat DeRock.
Okay.
Just so happens, I'm in the gym, me, Pat, Kurt wasn't there, Greg wasn't there, it was me, Pat, my right hand man Dave, my cousin Zeke.
Super Dave?
Yeah, that's my man.
Yeah.
It's my ace.
Zeke the fly.
Yeah.
Good God. Oh,
So we on the same team, like all of us cooking. Just so happens when he turned to look, I take off and dunk the ball when he turns around and look.
Okay.
He pulls Pat to the side, was asking about who was out. Went over there, talked to him. He was like, yeah, man, I'm trying to put a team together to play against When I was like, man, we been ignorant again. I don't want to be in that bullshit.
Okay.
Because all the shit they show on TV, like all I see is the ball between their leg and hitting their face.
Right.
Like, man, I ain't got time for all this. He was like, look, man, it's a good look for you. I'm like, all right. I told him, if I saw him hit me in my face with the ball, I'm going to fuck him up, and that's the end of the game right there. Because I'm from the city, like, we don't, like, we joke around, but we don't hit each other in the head with the ball. Yeah, we ain't doing no shit like that. So, me and him still talking. I'm still trying to push away from, like, get away from him. Then he said, man, we'll pay you $500. I was like, man, you should have led with that.
Right. Thank you.
You leave with that, yeah, man, I don't give a fuck what happened.
Right.
You give me my $500 for 2 hours of something that I do for free, and by all means, man. Then it went from me playing DC, I think I had 27. I had 27 and 1/2 in DC. But that was the last stop. They wanted me to go, like, they invited me, but we ended up going to, the first game was in Florida. It was at Central Florida. I had 45 in Central Florida. We played in Orlando. I had 40 there. NC State, 45. Me and my man Prime Objective, y'all know he is. They on train. Just got the coaching job with Easton.
Hey, yes sir.
You
Got
just
the
played
women's coaching job. Me and him went back and forth in NC State because he was on the other team at the time. So me and him, you know how we get competitive. Like, all right, then you can shoot that, I can shoot that too. Like we was really going back and forth, like just trying to score on each other the entire game. And I was like, man, I'm not gonna keep him. I told Lonnie, man, come on here for this shit. He's like, man, what you talking about? I didn't come out here to play against you. I can play against you when I get home. I'm gonna play against these niggas, see what these niggas got.
Right.
Everybody came over. Not to my home, but I scored like 8 points on everybody that tried to check me. 8 to 10 points every time somebody tried to check me.
You gave 40. Who you give 40? Come on, man, you gotta look at the camera.
It was everybody in the other team. Like I was on a mission. Like
Okay.
it was I wasn't pointing nobody out.
Okay.
I was just trying to score on everybody that stepped in front of me. Just showing that like no matter what you do, you can't stop me. No matter who you send at me, it's gonna be impossible. So
is that how you got the nickname?
No. The nickname I had the nickname. Look, for all y'all, I had the nickname since 9th grade. 9th grade, Brown Junior High School. My daughter's uncle, Clinton Breon Dickinson,
Get that man some
gave
love.
me my nickname.
Get that man some love.
I got to, because people think that Duke Tango gave my name or I named myself. I did not do it. My daughter's uncle, at the time, me and his sister was, the little high school sweetheart thing. We was together. But he gave me the name. I went, once again, was not going to play basketball. Went to tryouts at Brown, 9th grade, going backwards, but this is the story. Y'all don't get the whole story about how my name came
Let's
from.
go.
So I went to the tryouts. Wasn't gonna play. I was a loner. I walked the halls by myself. Didn't talk to nobody. Just so happens I bumped into Clinton. He asked me we started talking, asking my name. I was like, yeah, I'm so and so. I live. At the time I was living on Florida Avenue. Okay. Before I actually moved up to Trinidad, I was living on Florida Avenue.
Ooh, you was in Trinidad? God, oh my.
I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
So
That's the ground, man.
we was
That's the family.
we was talking. He was like, man, you come down here. We're going to hoop. Now he didn't tell me it was the actual tryout. He was like, man, we just going to hoop. Go down there. We started playing. There was another guy that was taller than me. I can't remember his name. There's another guy that tried out that was taller than me. He was playing a 5. So man, I'm not even that tall. It's like everybody in there is guard height.
Okay.
I had to check the big guy because I was bigger than everybody else. So I'm checking him, rebounding, blocking his shots, like outlets, running the floor, dunking and everything. So he just yelled out, man, you playing like Shaq. You playing like Shaq, man. I'm calling you, man, you baby Shaq, man. You baby Shaq. I'm like, all right. At the time, I'm oblivious to, this is before Shaq even got drafted.
Right. Oh, wow.
I'm oblivious to that shit. So I'm like, all right. Then I go look it up. I see this big 7'2", 7'3" motherfucker running the floor, dunking, block. I'm like, there's no way I'm playing like this, man. There's no way. So him giving me that name made me study Shaq even more. So I just started watching him.
Really?
And I became a fan.
Not a guard.
Shaq.
Okay.
My favorite player is Shaq. He's at the top of my list. Then Penny, Xavier McDaniel,
X-Men.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
Isaiah Thomas. Then it got better because I started watching. My list got bigger. I started watching more and more basketball. Started like Allen Iverson.
Oh yeah.
Steve Francis is my favorite hometown player that was played in the NBA. Steve Francis I wanted to follow his.
Really?
Yes, Allegheny, Maryland pros. I want to do the same thing he did.
Right.
Because I knew me going from high school straight to Maryland was impossible. So all right, I'll take a little to a detour as long as I can make it back to Maryland. But yeah, so my list became bigger and bigger because of basically like my whole basketball, like me digging into basketball came from Clinton Dixon.
Oh, okay.
So if anybody asks, Clinton Dixon gave me my nickname.
But what was the infatuation with Maryland? Was it Limba's? Was it you say no? Okay.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Like I heard stories. I did my research on Limba's. If he wouldn't have tragically died, it wouldn't have been no Michael Jordan. Me watching him go head to head, I knew for a fact if he'd have made it, it wouldn't have been no Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
But
first of all, that Boston team, had he joined that team, would have been sick.
Yeah, Reggie Lewis.
Oh my God.
Mikhail. That would have been ugly. That probably been like 7, 8 straight. They wouldn't be beaten. Yeah. But the whole Maryland thing came about because before I left DC, I went to Maryland. Me and my mom moved to Maryland for 1 year. Langley Park, Maryland. My mama made me go outside, go to the rec, go make some friends. All right. Just so happens when I walk to the Tacoma Park rec, it's a night league going on.
Okay.
I walk in the gym, the two people that they are best friends, but I seen them battle each other like they hated each other on the court. Steve Francis and Jason Miskiri.
Come on.
I watched both of them. When I seen like nobody knows how good Jason was.
Right.
In my eyes, when I seen them go head to head, Jason was the better player.
Ooh.
Jason Miskiri was the better player. Steve was taller. Mm-hmm. He was stronger, and he had the bigger fan base. So when Steve came in the gym, half the gym came in with him.
Right.
Scary came in, the other half of the gym came in with him. So when they played against each other, it was must-see TV when they went at it. That's when I seen the crossover, the hezzy, all that. Before y'all even made this shit the hezzy, it's called the hands up.
Oh yeah.
Get it right. It's called the hands up. Because if you go for it, you're doing this every time. So don't think what y'all doing now is new. It's not. Y'all trying to reinvent the wheel. It's still gonna spin. So that's a whole other thing. But Steve Francis, they was calling him Wink. All he was Wink when he walked in the rec. Wink, wink, wink. I seen them two go at it, but I fell in love with Steve game because his confidence was here. When he got the ball in his hands, confidence here. And that just, I don't know what it did to me, but it made me want to play basketball. Cause like my mom, basketball was my last choice. I like baseball, tried football, couldn't play the position I wanted. I ended up playing fucking punter in high school.
You see?
Yeah, because the coach was trying to make me play running back. Our offensive line was not that good, and I was not trying to get hurt because I'm just playing this until basketball season starts. So I'm playing football to stay in shape for basketball season. And when basketball come around, I played and I realized, all right, it's summer league. So, all right, this is something I can do winter, spring, summer, fall. I'm going to stay with this because I can do this indoors and outdoors. Yeah. Football was just football season, that's it. Baseball was just baseball season. But I stuck with basketball because it was the only sport that I could play all year round. It wasn't no, all right, see y'all next year. Once basketball season over, all right, we're going to see y'all in the summertime. Yeah. Because you know how it is. Once the high school season over, all right, we're going to see y'all motherfuckers again in the summertime. Absolutely. So, you know, it was Trinidad, Rosedale, what's over here? I think all had a team. Yeah, all rec league. So from high school to rec league to high school, it was just unstoppable basketball. Then I got dragged from the rec leagues to the Suburban. No, first the Cathedral.
Yeah.
The Cathedral, uptown. The Cathedral. Then I got pulled from the Cathedral I played a couple games in the Herbo. Then I went from the Herbo to the Suburban. Then once I played in the Suburban, like, I was solidified to play everywhere in the city. Like I had to work my way up. Yeah. But people don't like, these youngins don't understand, like, the shit that I've been through is not even 10% of the shit that they're going through. It's like you're not really going through nothing basketball wise. For me, it was definitely a food chain. And if you're at the bottom of the food chain, you're watching everybody else play. You're not getting on the court until they're done playing.
Right.
And if you had the good basketball, you're going to sit there and watch them hoop with your basketball until they get done and they give you the ball. All right, Lord, man, appreciate it. Go ahead, go shoot. I was that guy. They give me the ball at the end. I'm throwing the ball at the backboard, trying to get my life together. So
you ain't bumping.
Yeah. But people understand, like, the grind that I put in. They think it was like an overnight thing. Far from overnight. This shit was far from overnight, man.
So you achieved your legendary status in the city differently.
Yeah.
And you touched on it a minute ago. You didn't go the Kurt Smith route where he played organized and he had the city on his back, and he had legendary games with Donald Ford, and he had legendary battles against certain guys. You didn't go the route of your Spingarn alma mater, like Sherman Douglas, who actually took his game to the league. He went the Streetball route. We heard earlier how you got into it, but what I know is there's a definitely dissension from DC and Maryland. There's it's a real life, we don't get along kind of a deal. How did you go to N1 and not bump heads with these guys?
No. See, to be honest, I never bumped heads. Like, I never got into a real basketball rivalry in Maryland. Because I always went to Virginia.
Oh,
so
okay.
I went the opposite way across the bridge because they was coming over playing in a couple leagues. They were like, man, y'all need to come on outside and hoop sometime. All right, shit, that ain't nothing. Man, that ain't shit. That's right across the bridge. Fuck it, I'll hop on the train. So my grind went from Virginia to DC, then to Maryland.
Okay.
Like I said, the Suburban Coalition put me on the Maryland side to let me see the Chris Howards, Sam Youngs,
legends.
let me see who else are there. Boo Jackson. He's from Virginia, but Boo, he like I was. Wherever the ball bouncing, he's in that gym. Wherever the ball bouncing, yeah. Let's see who else. Shit. Kevin Durant, Navarro Bowman. Nobody don't know how good that man is at basketball. Legendary NFL linebacker.
San Francisco.
But nobody knows, like, he started playing basketball first. Like, he's a hell of, I don't know if he still hoop now, but when we was coming up, hell of a basketball player. And to be honest, like, when he always been that fucking big, like, always lift weights, and so he's been that same size since probably 2009. He been that size, so his people don't look at him as a basketball player. I see him as a basketball player. Everybody else see him as a football player because that's what he made it. He made it in football. So I came across him, Kevin, played against Mike Beasley. He's one of my favorites too.
I think when I did my research and I saw, I think you had played against, you had played against KD, and man, just the love you gave that man,
Yeah, I respect. Like, people don't understand. NBA players, I don't care where you sitting at on the bench, you're still an NBA player.
Thank you.
And when people talk about, man, he don't need to get off the bench. Leave that man alone. When he's sitting on the bench, he has a lot of pent up energy. So you fuck with him in the summertime, he's gonna do what he was trying to do all season. Yeah, so I respect all NBA players from the end of the bench all the way to the starters.
Yeah.
Because they still had to beat out 500 people.
Oh, for that spot?
Yeah, for that one spot. There's 500 people trying to get that one spot. So, like, I don't disrespect no NBA players. I just love the challenge. I challenge NBA players to see where I'm at with my game. So, like, Kevin Durant, Beasley, Ty Lawson, Chris Howard, Sam Young. It's so many players from out this area, man.
And that's that. Let me tell you this. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was one reason why I wanted to do this podcast, man.
Yeah.
Because I know it's people out. I know this city got ball players. Not only that, it's a lot of ball players that don't get their love. You know, you see all the podcasts where they, of course, are gonna interview you. Of course, they're gonna interview Sherman Douglas, so forth and so on. But it's a lot of people that's been all met like a Will Davis that may not get that interview.
Yeah.
It's a lot of women that play basketball that may not get that interview.
My wife.
Oh, we got another one. Okay. Okay.
My wife, Danielle. Danielle, when she was playing high school, Danielle Payne.
I'm gonna do the research. Danielle Payne. Okay.
I wish they would. Like, I wish I could find video on her so I could show my daughter. Because my daughter plays basketball now, so I could show my daughter, like, it don't matter sex, male or female. If you can hoop, you can hoop. I don't give a damn. What gym you walk in, what shoes you got on your feet. If you can hoop, you can fucking hoop. Nobody cares what you are. You can hoop, you can hoop. So my wife is, to me, and I watch a lot of females play, to me, the best female basketball player I've seen come out of DC.
Sheesh.
Just hands down.
Sheesh.
You
Okay.
don't believe me? For a while, she went to Dunbar,
Okay.
graduated from Kentucky. For a while, she was the only female, before they remodeled Dunbar, she was the only female hanging in the rafters with all men.
Okay. Okay. I got to get
The
that.
only female.
Okay. I'm gonna do my research and I'm gonna hit your phone. Wow, that's what I'm talking
You
about.
don't ask. Ask, because we come over the age when if ain't nobody talking about you, you ain't doing nothing.
Right.
All this social media and all this shit don't mean no word of mouth. Word of mouth travel
Oh,
faster
for sure.
than fucking social media.
Absolutely.
But my wife's by far the best female basketball player to come out of DC.
Nice.
I can't say DMV because I haven't watched all the other players. Karen Lawson was tough. Those only two. But I don't know. But for me, DC, it's a lot of girls that can play in DC, but my wife was by far the best to come out of DC.
Nice. Nice.
And I'm not just saying that because she's my wife, from what I've seen.
There's something you got almost gotta say.
Yeah, I got it. Oh, yeah, that's his wife. He's supposed to say that.
So you had an opportunity to, well, first of all, you made an opportunity. Not had, you made an opportunity. You won that King of the Rock, and of course you played with N1. So as a street baller, which is better for you? The one-on-one street ball or the full court 5-on-5 street ball?
I like me personally, I like one-on-one. Because
That's that Trinidad.
yeah,
That's that Trinidad.
I grew up on that. Played against him multiple times because he was my big bro when it came to basketball. Like, all right, if I could beat him, I could beat you, and if I beat all three of y'all, I could beat whoever else I want to fucking beat.
Right.
So like it was him, Phil, left hand Phil. Phil, when I tell you, he's the only person whose shot I could not block because he shoots from back here and never miss. Like, I don't know how he shoots from back here and he makes the shit every time. But it's a lot of shit in this city, man, that people don't know about. The one-on-ones is personal for me because it's a me versus you,
Okay.
not us versus them. Like when it's me versus you, both our backs against the wall. Who gonna fight out this corner? And that is me every time. Like I tell everybody, I choose me every time. No matter what fight we in, I choose me every time. But the one-on-ones it came like I ain't gonna lie, both of them did, because I did the Nike Battlegrounds one-on-one too. That was an accident. The King of the Rock shit. Let me talk about the Battleground shit first. The Battleground shit was All-Star Weekend in Atlanta. I was in North Carolina playing a streetball game in North Carolina. I think it was Friday. It was the Friday before the All-Star Saturday night and all that shit. So I was in Carolina playing a streetball game, and the guy that brought me to North Carolina, Brian, he was talking to him and Hassall's manager was real close at the time. So they was going back and forth, and just so happens my name came up playing against Hassall's. So I'm looking, I'm like, man, that's what I said, man, I would trash. I'm like, I trash that nigga. Where he at?
For real.
They was like, man, we can bet whatever. I said, man, I don't need to worry about it. I see y'all. So when he hung up, I said, man, how far is Atlanta from here? He was like, man, ain't nothing but 3 hours. Man, let's go, man. Drove to Atlanta. Went to, this when the run and shoot was open in Atlanta. I heard he was at the run and shoot. I was like, man, take me to the run and shoot. When we get there, you see him, call his manager. So we got there, he saw him. I said, man, call his manager. We can bet whatever. I wanted to make sure he was in the gym so he can't fucking run. Yeah. Got in there. He's like, man, it ain't even like that, man. It was just trash talk because he saw how big I was.
Oh, yeah.
He saw how big I was. He was like, man, it was just trash talking, man. He was like, man, what you doing? I got this little Nike having some shit, some little underground shit. I'm like, cool, I'll go with y'all. It went from me watching to me playing. And once again, like, it's just the same as the King of the Rock. I was a fill-in for the Nike Battleground shit because I think somebody didn't show up. I was like, cool. He was like, man, we give you shoes and all that. Shoes? I bet. Bet. Give me all that. Give me all sweatsuit, shorts, all that. Give me all that. Won that.
Man, they say stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Man.
Let's go. Flash shit. Go from Southside.